These were my father's words spoken to me on the last full day we spent together. I just come back from Bilbao in Spain, where I was attending a conference. And I came back with a hat, an authentic Spanish hat that they wear during bullfighting competitions there. So when I gave him the hat, I put it on his head, and he immediately said to me, "I feel like a bullfighter already." And then he went on to say, "Nobody can mess with me when I'm in my bullfighting hat." That was the Chebukati you knew, and that was the Chebukati the world knew. A man you couldn't mess with. But through my eyes and through the eyes of the family members seated here, you will see him as simply the best father, husband, brother that you could ever have. It is said that if you think Chebukati is tough and doesn't smile, then you don't know Chebukati. In my formative years, my father instilled in me a sense of responsibilities. While growing up in Nyali together, in Mombasa, he entrusted me with the responsibility of managing staff salaries and other procurement matters. Each month I would prepare a budget, present it to him for approval, collect the funds, disburse the funds, and ensure that everybody appended their signature to confirm receipt of the funds. To him, it wasn't just about the arithmetic. It was about the understanding of the value of labor and the dignity of fairness. These skills would later prove invaluable in my career. And this was my dad, the nurturer. On to high school, and it was just the two of us in Mombasa in a large 6-bedroom mansion. The rest of the family had since moved to Nairobi, but my dad had stayed behind to allow me to complete my studies. It was a special chapter in our lives, and we settled into a routine. Takeout became our staple. Monday tulikuwa tunakula mabakio ya Sunday. Tuesday tunakula terrific Tuesday pizza, the one that comes on offer. Wednesday there was tikka at the golf club. We would go and do takeout there. Eventually we realized that this is unsustainable, and we decided to teach ourselves how to cook. He would occasionally bring back mudfish from South Coast, where he had a client, and I would experiment to try and make this fish taste nice. For those who know mudfish, perhaps Speaker, you might know, it is quite frankly the most horrible fish you can ever eat in this world. But together we made a meal out of it, and he would cook ugali and I would cook the fish. But the point was never the meals. The point was the conversations that we shared over dinner every night. This was his way of guiding me. It was never forceful, but gentle, trusting, and with room for me to grow into my own choices. And this was my dad, the companion. Driving was another bond we shared. It started in Mombasa, where I often chauffeured him to his meetings. And over time, I became the designated family driver, much to the displeasure of my two older siblings seated here. Together we traveled thousands of kilometers, Mombasa to Nairobi, Kitale, Njoro, and the Great Rift Valley. He was always in the passenger seat, guiding me with his steady voice. Of course, the road trips weren't without their hiccups. Whenever I hit a pothole too hard or took a turn too fast, my mother would grumble from the back seat, but he would always defend me and say, "Leave him alone. If I was driving, it would be much, much worse." And that was my dad, the unwavering supporter. Indeed, no one could mess with him. Not in life, and not in his final moments. Rest well, Dad. I will carry your lessons with me forever and keep your bullfighting hat safe. A symbol of the wisdom you wore so effortlessly, the strength you carried with quiet dignity, and the path that you charted for me to follow.